Hi there and welcome to Transcona Trailer Sales. Today we'll be walking you through your 2017 Crossroads Zinger 210. We are just going to start off the back of the unit. You've got your coax plug-in right in the back left corner here. And then you do also have your spare tire. And then just located inside this back bumper, you just pull this cap out. You get your sewer hose. Once fully extended, it is about 20 feet long. Just taking note of those ears there. Those are going to be the same two ears that hook up to your sewer system. In this corner, as well as all four corners of the unit, you got stabilizer jacks. The way those works is you're going to hook up the tool, which is located in the front compartment, and I'll show you that in a minute. Run this foot down to the ground. Once the foot contacts the ground, just giving another 1/8 quarter turn just to snug it up, and it's going to take any bounce or sway you see we have in the unit right now away. A little further up, you got your fridge service port. Not much you need to worry about there. And then you get your main power cord supply. The cord tucks away nicely in here. You can just close this up like so. If you follow that back, you do have a standard 30 amp plug end. Most campsites should have this and you can plug right on in, but let's say your campsite only has 15 amp service, or you have the unit at home and you just want to run your refrigerator. We do include a 15 amp park adapter. Just keep it in mind when you're going down to 15 amps of power. You're only going to be running stuff like your fridge and your lights. You won't be running your air conditioner on that. You got your furnace vent right there. Whenever that's on, it's going to be blowing out hot air. You got your city water connection. If you're out of site with service, you just thread a garden hose in there, turn it on. It's going to pressurize all the lines without the needing to run your water pump. To get inside this shower, your unit's going to come included with a 731 key. And that opens up like so, and you got hot and cold water right there. Right here, you got your main sewer outlet. Just taking note of these two ears. It was the same two ears on your sewer hose. You just take those, lock them into place, and that secures it in. You got your black tank and your gray tank. You're always going to want to empty your black tank first, as it's going to be your dirtiest water filled from your toilets. Then you can follow behind that with your gray valve, which is typically a little cleaner water filled from your sinks and your showers. You got your two low point drains right over here as well. Loosening those guys off would just drain all the water that's inside your water line. That way it doesn't go stale or stagnant. Or if you're wanting to do any service with the water system, make sure you drain those first, and it's just less of a mess. Inside here is just some storage space around the front of the unit. You got your battery, which is located inside this box here. You just gotta loosen this strap off and pull that cover off. And then underneath here is just your two 20-pound propane tanks. Most of the time you get access to everything you need right through here. For the purpose of the video, I'll slide it right off. You got your selector valve right here. With it pointed this way, you're obviously gonna be drawing off this tank, so you just gotta open up that valve all the way for it to open up the flow of propane to the unit. And if this tank were to run dry, you can close this tank, switch it over to this side, and run off this tank. You got your tongue jack right up front, which you do have a manual override just underneath this rubber cap. Pulling that cap off, you're gonna have a tool that goes inside there and will allow you to manually run that jack in case it were to ever fail for whatever reason. And then of course, the tongue jack goes up and down. We have a little light up front there. Around this side of the unit. Here, of course, you're going to have your Kurt brake controller, which this customer opted to go with, as well as their weight distribution. And then you got your starter kit, which includes that brand new sewer hose, 25-foot water hose, and then that park adapter, which I told you about earlier, and some other goodies. And then underneath all this stuff here, you have your front tongue jack manual override. That's going to be for the tongue jack. And then this other long one right here is just going to be for those stabilizer jacks. This is just a 3/4 inch socket, locks on here like so, and it would allow you to run that jack up and down. A little further along, you got your two plugins. You do have your range hood vent. Whenever you're using that range hood, you're going to want to make sure that it is unlatched, so it allows all those fumes to exit the unit. But whenever you are traveling, just locking that tab into place. That way there's no excess dust getting inside the unit while traveling. You got your fresh water connection, opening that guy up. You can put a garden hose in there, turn it on. It's going to fill your fresh tank. Another coax outlet in case you want to run a TV outside. Right down underneath below here, you got your fresh water drain. Just loosen up that cap like the two low point drains we had, and that's just going to drain the fresh tank. And then of course your hot water here, right in the back here. You got your 1-inch drain bolt right here. Drain, and pulling that guy out would drain the whole hot water system. Pressure relief valve, when you first get out to your campsite, just giving that guy a pull to make sure you get that shot of water. We currently have the tank drained for customer pickup, but that shot of water out there would be letting you know that the tank's full and ready to be fired up. To get inside the unit, you do just take this assist handle, push it up and fold it 90 degrees and it'll lock into place. You got your stair system, which just pulls down. Opening up the door will allow you to walk inside. First things first, right on the left, you got your fire extinguisher. It's gonna be just like home. Pull the pin and shoot. And then taking a step on inside, all your lights inside this unit are on their own center push buttons, so you can turn them on and off individually as you please. Then on the wall here, you're gonna have your porch light switch. Turning that on turns a porch light on outside, that little orange light. You got your awning button, pushing that down will allow that awning to make its way out once fully extended. You're going to see the little flap hang down in the back of the metal tube. Whenever you do get to about 5 to 10 km/h winds, you are just going to want to make sure you do bring that awning in. That way you don't run the risk of bending your arms or ripping your fabric. You also do have an awning light. That's it for that. To bring it in, again, you're just pushing it the opposite way. It'll allow that awning to bring itself in. You got your main GFI plug here. You got test on the bottom, reset in the middle. If you ever have an outlet that doesn't work, this would be one of the places I would check. Storage all around, sink with hot and cold water. And then you get to your stove. To get that to light, you're just turning those knobs over to high/low, hitting that sparker, just giving it a second for all the propane to clear through the lines. I was running the propane system earlier, so that's why it fired up so fast. Sometimes it can take a few minutes, so don't panic if it doesn't fire right away. The same thing goes for the oven, but you do need a lighter to light that. You just take that lighter, hit the light while pushing it on that knob, and there's a little gas valve there, and that pilot lights itself, and then you can turn it up to your desired temperature, and it fires right on up. You got your range hood with your fan and your light. Microwave, just like home, not much I'm going to show you there. All the blinds in the unit do just work like your standard household blinds. Pulling that one way will unlock it and allow it to drop. Pulling it the other way, snug it into place, and then just all the way up. Locking it into place. You got your couch, which does pull out into a bed. You're just having to grab the foot of that couch, and it'll fold out. And then to get it to go back in, you're just grabbing the foot and kind of assisting it and pulling it in, and it locks back in. You do have a dinette. This also does turn into a bed. You're just having to take these legs out from underneath the table, put your tabletop on this ledge here, and take your back cushions to fill in the center. Underneath this bench here is going to give you access to that hot water heater for those bypass valves. You got your fridge, all your controls are right up on the front. So if you put it over to auto, it's going to first search for shore power. If shore power is taken away, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Of course, if you have the gas on. And then you can solely run it on gas just by pushing it all the way to the right. You got your temperature setting, covered with some storage. Right down below, you're going to have your main fuse and breaker panel. Whenever a breaker trips, it's going to sit in the middle, so you do just have to turn it off and then back on again to reset it. Whenever you have a fuse blow, it'll be on the right, and that's where you can find it. Because the furnace and the stove and oven run off propane, we got an LP detector right here. If that guy ever starts going off, you are just going to want to turn off the main supply of propane at the front of the unit and open up some windows just to ventilate it out a little bit. This is going to be your furnace right here. This is where all the hot air is going to blow out of, so if you do want to get a fan, it would be a good idea to do so, just to spread it throughout the unit a little bit. Whenever you are running your furnace, like I said, it's just going to be blowing all its air out of there. Air conditioner right up top here. You got your temperature control setting, which you do always want to leave on that blue because this isn't equipped with a heat pump. And then you got your fan control, so you got 2 low fan settings, then you get into high fan, then you get into low cool, so now this is air conditioning taking into effect on the low fan, then high cool, which is obviously high fan air conditioning, and then just all the way back to off. You got a couple louvers up top so you can control how that air blows out. A couple filters in here which you should check regularly and blow them out if there's any dust inside there. Right up on the wall, you're gonna have a thermostat here. That's just to control your furnace. If you slide that guy all the way to the right, it's going to turn the furnace on. Anywhere in the middle is colder. All the way to the right is the hottest setting. And then just clicking it to the left turns it off. Inside the bathroom, another GFI plug again. Sometimes you got to check both. You got your sink with hot and cold water, little cabinet down below. You got your toilet, and of course your shower. And then you just come into the bedroom space. Right on this wall here, there is a TV back here, so you can mount a TV here if you'd like to do so. And you have 2 plugs and a coax outlet. Some storage underneath this front bed. Light over the bed, and then of course, last but not least, you got your fire exit. The way that works is you're just going to take this little red tab, pull, the whole screen's going to pop out of place, and then you can take that assist handle, push it out, and hop on out. That's going to be it for this unit here. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call.